This is ERi-TV. Dear viewers, welcome to English News Broadcast with me, your reporter, Bersabet Takhla. Let's start with the major headlines for today. Conference of National Council of Eritrean Americans held in Dallas. Support extended to various families of martyrs. China sanctions U.S. House Speaker Nancy Pelosi after Taiwan trip. And South Korea's first moon orbiter launched into space. On your local news, the National Council of Eritrean Americans held its fourth conference from 1 to 3 August in Dallas under the theme Building a Strong Nation Rooted in Grassroots Participation. The opening ceremony was highlighted by minutes of silence to commemorate Eritrean martyrs, raising flags of Eritrea and the U.S., as well as discussion focusing on the diplomatic activities of the Council. Commenting on the activities the National Council of Eritrean Americans has been conducting, Mr. Birhane Gebrahiwet, charged affairs at the Eritrean Embassy, called for strengthening organizational capacity for better outcome. Mr. Yusuf Saik, chairman of PFDJ in the Central Region, also conducted seminar focusing on the objective situation in the homeland as well as regional developments. Mr. Salah Ahmeddin, chairman of the National Union of Eritrean Youth and Students, also congratulated the fourth annual conference via virtual Zoom from Eritrea. At the occasion, Mr. Al-Azhar Abraham, Mr. Abdurrahman Mohammed Noor, Dr. Mehret Abgebrahiwet, and Ms. Gene Mariam gave briefings on the decades of grassroots movements. According to a report, the conference was attended by over 500 nationals from various areas in the United States. Youth workers in the subzones of Serejega, Berriq, and Galanefi, and students of Mbadorho Elementary and Junior School extended financial support to 4 families of martyrs, indicating that supporting families of martyrs is not to be left to the government only. Mr. Tasfu Fissahatian, administrator of Berriq subzone, commended the initiative the youth workers and students took. According to the Ministry of Labor and Social Welfare, the youth workers and nationals from the U.S. have extended financial support to 10 families of martyrs that have been identified by the administrations. Likewise, members of the Eritrean Defense Forces, in cooperation with Addukhwala Subzonal Administration, renovated a house of a 5 martyrs family in Ndagirgis semi-urban center. The Office of the National Union of Eritrean Women also extended material support to the same family. Proceeding with your news, 3 months capacity building vocational training has been provided to 107 youths in Imna Haili subzone. The training included beauty salon, computer technology, among others. The acting administrator of the subzone, Mr. Hasfaqadu, called on the trainees to develop the capacity through practice and become exemplary and agents of change in their area. Commending the National Union of Eritrean Youth and Students for organizing the training program, Mr. Kifle Mariam Girmay, secretary of PFDJ in the subzone, called on the trainees to improve their livelihoods through the training they were provided. On your last report, we have an announcement from the Ministry of Health. 14 patients have been diagnosed positive for COVID-19 in tests carried out today at testing station in the Central Region. On the other hand, 25 patients who have been receiving medical treatment in hospital in the Central Region have recovered fully and have been discharged from the facility. The total number of recovered patients has accordingly increased to 9,895, while the number of deaths stands at 103. The total number of confirmed cases in the country to date has increased to 10,109. Ministry of Health, Asmara, August 5, 2022. That was domestic news, dear viewers. We'll be back with your global reports after the short break. Welcome back. China has announced unspecified sanctions on Nancy Pelosi and her immediate family following the visit to the self-ruled island of Taiwan earlier this week. A Chinese Foreign Ministry statement said today that Pelosi had disregarded China's concerns and resolute opposition to her visit, as China claims Taiwan as its territory and opposes it having its own engagements with foreign governments. There were no details about the sanctions on Pelosi, but such moves are generally mostly symbolic in nature. Slamming her trip as a provocative action that undermined China's sovereignty and territorial integrity, Beijing has moved to hold cooperation with the U.S. on 8 specific measures, including climate change, military issues, anti-drug work, talks on cross-border crime prevention, and on repatriating the undocumented migrants. It has also held live fire drills in waters near Taiwan, the largest conducted by China in the Taiwan Strait, that are expected to go on until Sunday. Pelosi, the second in line to the presidency, was the highest-ranking U.S. official to visit Taiwan in 25 years. On your last report, South Korea has joined the race to the moon with the launch of its first lunar orbiter by Elon Musk aerospace company SpaceX. The Nuri, meaning enjoyed the moon, was carried on a Falcon 9 rocket launched from Cape Canaveral in Florida by Elon Musk aerospace company SpaceX yesterday. It aims to enter the moon's orbit in December and will spend its year-long mission conducting research. During the year-long mission, the Nuri will use 6 different instruments to conduct research, including investigating the lunar surface to identify potential landing sites for future missions. According to South Korea's Science Ministry, one of the instruments will evaluate disruption-tolerant, network-based space communications, which is a world first. The Nuri, which took 7 years to build, will also try to develop a wireless internet environment to link satellites or exploration spacecraft. The launch comes as South Korea accelerates its space program, seeking to send a probe to the moon by 2030 and join 9 countries working on the Artemis project aimed at a lunar landing mission by 2024. You're still watching ERi-TV, viewers. Let's have a recap of the major headlines. Conference of National Council of Eritrean Americans held in Dallas. Support extended to various families of martyrs. China sanctions U.S. House Speaker Nancy Pelosi after Taiwan trip. And South Korea's first moon orbiter launched into space. Dear viewers, that was it for today. Thanks for watching.